In your opinion, why do college students cheat?
I think mostly college students cheat because they have some sort of need to make the grade, whether it's to keep a scholarship, to make their parents happy, to keep their parents from paying for their education. I was an athlete in college. I knew a lot of friends that were athletes, and a lot of times they would cheat to make sure they didn't lose their eligibility, or we would have quarterly or weekly updates where we had to give our coaches our weekly grades and that sort of thing. So mostly I don't think it's a personal need to make a particular grade. I think people that cheat do it because they feel there's an extrinsic need, someone else that they feel they have to make that grade for.
So with all the reasons that they cheat, what ultimately do they accomplish when they cheat?
I think mostly they just accomplish offsetting whatever pressure they feel they have. You know, if it's someone, whether it's the school with the scholarship paying for their grade or for their education or their parents, I think that they're ultimately only gaining, I guess, a free ride or someone's acceptance. You know, and obviously they're not learning anything from it.
Sure.
Cheating's bad.
Yeah. Any interesting stories of cheating you've heard?
I knew a guy once that would type things up on a computer and then put it in a really small font, and he would find a convenient place to tape or position this printout. As an example, there was one day when this individual on the back of his tie put a little cheat sheet, and he was sitting in class and kind of, his tie's laying on the desk and he's just writing the answers down like that. Sometimes he'd put it on his pen, wherever he could. Just a little typed up sheet of paper. I suppose nowadays you can text someone answers and do all sorts of crazy things.
Thanks.
Not that I would ever do that or condone it.
Thanks. So why do you think college students cheat?
I think the average college student cheats just because it's easier. They don't have to do the work. It's the quick way out. I guess just laziness. And probably, I don't know, you could go a whole different way with this, but the more intelligent college student probably cheats for the thrill of it, they want to get away with something. So, they're probably smart enough to do the work, but, it's an extra high or something like that to cheat rather than do it themselves.
Sure. With that in mind, what do you think cheating really accomplishes?
It just gets the grade quickly. It's the easy way out. It allows them to have time to party or, do other things, rather than actually study what you went to school for in the first place.
Sure. Any interesting cheating stories that you're aware of?
For myself, it was more, I saw a lot of it more in high school rather than college, personally, at least academically. So, everything from writing answers on your arm to if you had like one of those graphing calculators, you could program answers, into those, lots of interesting, ways to cheat just like that. So, but, nothing overly creative.
Okay, thanks. So why do college students cheat?
In my experience, it's been laziness, lack of preparation. Although when you think about it, it does take a while to, if you're going to write down the answers to your test, if you've got them out right, or if you're writing down formulas for a math test or something like that, you actually have to do that. So there is some effort involved. But I don't know. I guess if you don't go to class, you have to pass the test. There you go. It's not necessarily the gaining of the information that's important at that point. It's just getting the mark.
So what does cheating really accomplish then?
Just that, it can get you through. It doesn't necessarily expand your knowledge base or understanding of the concepts, but if you are looking to progress without putting forth the efforts to actually learn the material and that kind of thing, that's the easy way out.
Any interesting cheating stories that you're aware
I
of?
got one from high school. Had the final for, I guess it was some sort of history, not wasn't history, it was like social studies, that kind of thing. Test, and I guess the teacher used the same one every year. And there was 100 multiple choice questions, Scantron, you know, A through D. So I'd written really small on this really tiny piece of paper, all the answers, you know, in 4 rows, very, very small, but no numbers or anything. It was just like A, C, B, B, A. And when I finally got to the end of it, I realized that I was 1 question short. And I had no idea. Of course, I hadn't even been reading the questions, had no idea where I'd gotten off, so I actually had to go up to the front of the class and ask the teacher for another Scantron thing because I must have skipped a question somewhere. How could I do that? Somehow filled it out. I don't know if at that point I actually read the questions and tried to answer them honestly, but that test had been disseminated so much in all the classes, I guess, that we had that same teacher, that everybody had missed the same questions pretty much, and they ended up having to lock us all in a like the gym or something like that and made us take it over. So it turned out okay, almost disastrous though.
All right, thanks.